Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, well, good afternoon, Amanda. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. So, just going over just a quick kind of recap. When we met initially, you were concerned about your anxiety. How has that been?
Um, it's still pretty bad. I'm having panic attacks and I just feel so overwhelmed, like I can't breathe.
Yes. Can you tell me if you can recall anything that is happening like precursor to the panic attack?
Um, I mean, it could be as simple as like the baby crying or um I don't know. My husband said that when he came home, the house was a mess, and I just felt like it was just a lot. Like I felt like there was so much, and it was too much.
So there's a lot of different stressors that kind of go on in your life that you say could possibly be contributors, or would you say they would be contributors to some of the anxiety?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think, but it's small things. It's things that shouldn't be as big as I feel like they are. And it's like any little thing can trigger a panic attack. And it's, it seems silly.
Yeah, it can definitely feel that way. And I think sometimes, panic attacks can come without warning, which is because I'm wanting to become familiar with some of the things that are leading up. Like if we can kind of maybe get to the place that you can recognize kind of like what your body is doing or what you're feeling when you feel the panic attack kind of coming on, then maybe you can kind of redirect. So, for example, when I asked, what is leading up to it? Let's say you are like, okay, maybe there's a pressure that you're feeling that you're putting on yourself, and there's like a judgment. If you feel like, okay, hey, it's 5 o'clock. My husband will be home in 30 minutes. Maybe you're anticipating him being upset with something that you've done. And so you can kind of feel yourself, panicking. How does that sound?
Yeah, no, that definitely sounds right. Like it's usually around like 4 o'clock that I'm starting to get ramped up and I don't have a reason for it, but that makes a lot of sense.
So you can kind of feel you kind of preemptively, are waiting for his kind of, would you say, criticism?
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, we are struggling and it seems like, I feel like I'm doing so much. I'm trying to adjust to having a baby. And I mean, she's 6 months old now, but it's just, I still haven't gotten into that routine and I feel like I should have.
So let's talk a little bit about maybe coming up with some plans to kind of decrease anxiety. So when you think about these pressures that you feel, this criticism, I should say. Now, is this feedback that you are kind of actually getting from him, or is he saying one thing and you're hearing it another way?
It's funny that you say that because he's mentioned that before, is that I'm not hearing him and that I'm taking things, I'm making it a bigger deal than it is. Um and I wonder if maybe that is it, that I just am thinking the worst right now.
Yeah. And so, what is the worst? What does that look
Well, I feel like I'm failing as a mom. I feel like I'm failing in, I mean, I don't have a career anymore. Like I'm just, I feel like I'm failing as a wife.
like? Mhm. Okay. And so, but this isn't feedback. This is all internalized, right? This isn't feedback that you've actually received from anyone in your life, correct?
Um, I mean, like I think it's little comments that are said that bring me to that though. So it's, the fact that I didn't clean the house, I didn't, have the baby fed, or that the dog wasn't walked, or like just things that I should have done. And I feel like it's, I feel
Right.
like it's all of that.
Well, let's come up with let's think about something. Let's set a plan for maybe this week with some of the goals that you want to see for yourself for an area that you feel like let's pick an area that you feel like you're failing in. And let's maybe try to set a goal for you to see progress in that. So what's something that you can see, you can start on immediately improving?
I mean, maybe in my marriage, trying to work on that.
Okay, well, no, I mean, let me dial it back a second. Something kind of like with your day-to-day activities and those other areas that you feel that you could see improvement in, whether it's dog walking, home improvement, things like that.
Yeah.
Something that goal for yourself.
I mean, I could try to get things done and maybe put together like a timeline or something, like a to-do list or
Perfect. And I mean, maybe something, are you like an artistic person? Maybe you could create like a very visually pleasing, attractive board of to-do lists. Maybe that's something that you could maybe try.
yeah, I love
You know,
that idea. I do have a calendar that I bought, like a big calendar that I bought before the baby, and I've always wanted to put it up and, have everything organized. I just never got around to it.
true. And I mean, it's like you're doing so much. I think that's kind of where the disconnect comes in. It's like sometimes you can be so overwhelmed with what you have to do, you don't know where to begin. So maybe kind of giving yourself a little bit of a roadmap and giving yourself a little more grace could be something that can help take some of the pressure off of yourself. Because I feel like you 100% are getting, you're not imagining these digs that are being said, and they probably are very intentional. But there are some things that you're probably internalizing as well. And maybe if you kind of get yourself into the muscle memory of setting a goal for yourself and things that you know that you did very well for that day, you have the irrefutable proof that you've got that board, maybe that can take a little bit of the anxiety off.
Yeah, I like that. I
Okay.
think that'd be
Okay.
a really good idea.
Okay, so maybe that. Anything else? So, what about in the areas of self care? I know we talked about last week that isn't something that you practice. Could we maybe kind of set a goal to integrate some self care into your routine?
Yeah, I think we could definitely try that.
Okay. What is something that that is just purely for you, not baby related, not husband related, something purely that you could do for yourself this week?
I was just talking to a friend the other day, and I was saying that I haven't been having my morning cup of coffee anymore. Maybe I could make a point to try to take that 5 minutes to make my coffee and have it, and just kind of maybe plan my day in that little bit of time, just maybe write the stuff down or something.
I love that. That's a great way of integrating the two. You're doing your board over your cup of coffee. Maybe that's when the house is very still and very quiet. And I think that's a great idea. Okay, so I think the goal for this week is absolutely attainable, and I think it will work very well for you. So maybe setting the alarm, getting yourself mentally prepared to wake up, even if it's just a few minutes earlier, so you have that time to yourself.
Yeah.
Make the coffee, do your board, you do your schedule for that day. That sounds like an excellent plan, Amanda. Okay, so that's what you're going to work on for this week.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome. Thank you.
Good. Okay, so we'll check back in next week and see how that's going, and then we're going to keep going with the goal setting.
Sounds good.
All
Yeah,
right,
thank you.
I appreciate you. Okay, well, have a good day.
All right, you too.
Bye bye.
Bye.